Okay, so here we have the developer profile so far. As you can see, it's changed quite a bit. This is a drop-down menu, toggle menu for a mobile size screen. I've implemented dark light mode. I have added a photo, obviously. I'm not sure if that's going to stay or any of the copies going to remain the same, but pretty happy with it so far. It's basically nearly done. So I've got about section with this nice animated button, which takes us to contact form, which it's actually this contact will be sent to netlify. Number in, and now I'm not actually, this is a production copy, so it won't actually be sent to netlify, but we do have a success page, so here we go. And I've got some animations there, which I'll be improving. I think I'm going to add some intersection observer, excuse me, intersection observer animations. This is okay. Things pop in on page reload, but they don't pop in on scroll. So anything further down, once it's loaded, if I had that animation on, it would just animate before it was even seen out of the scroll area. So yeah, so I've got projects as well. So each of these projects has its own page. There's nothing in it at the moment, but we will be adding more footer. Obviously need to work. So nearly done in terms of, well, the basic layout of the site is done. Work on this earlier. I haven't been able to get this to work on full size yet. But yeah, so I'm working on, this isn't great. This size isn't great. The image isn't working. This probably isn't big enough. I need to change how all of this works with media queries. I have the media queries in there, but I'm just coding up the tablet size is okay. As you can see in the hero section, I have quite a few media queries here. So the media queries come from we've got a mixin, 3 mixins here. So those variables are coming in from these breakpoints for mobile, tablet, and desktop. And the mixins are for minimum width. So basically it's mobile first. So when we reach a minimum width of tablet or mobile, the upper limit for mobile, it'll switch over to tablet size and then so on for desktop. And all that works really well. As you can see, I've done a lot of components here, which is great. I love this. I love this component way of doing things, because basically I had pretty much all of my CSS in these SAS files here. Well, I had a global file and I had one for the header because there was so much in the header. But now, for the most part, all of the HTML and the styling is in the component. So it keeps everything nice and separate and easy to find. So it's really great, and I'm loving the workflow involved. Yeah, everything there. And I'm using the layout. I've got a few different layouts here. The base layout just brings in like the main head. So the main head has, where is it? Main head. It has the meta, just everything that you need in the top of your web page. web page. And then we have a wrapper. So that wraps, because every single page and every page that contains components sits within the base layout. There's a wrapper here, which basically allows me to adjust in one place how, the overall width of the site. So for example, on wide screens, it should, it's not working. So maybe I've actually, set that differently. But anyway, it has padding on the sides. So it's only going to reach, I think it's 1 rem on each side. Will always be there. It's actually supposed to stop around 80% here, but I've been messing around with things and I'll probably change that setting. So we've got padding inline here. And I've got a max setting here. I have to have a look at that again later. So then we've got the wrapper, which covers the entire inside of the body. And then header layout. So that draws from this, which has got the mobile and the desktop menu. I've actually got 2 different components, one for mobile and one for desktop, because it's quite different. Like, it swaps sides. So you've got this here and you've got this here. And rather than trying to configure them so that they would swap around, which I could have done with Grid or even Flexbox, but it's way more complicated than I need. So for this, with media queries, I just turn off the nav large and turn on the nav small as needed. So basically I've put each of these components, mobile menu and a desktop menu, into these divs. And then with the media queries, I just turn them on and off as needed, and it works seamlessly and it's good. So quite happy with that solution. The next stage is just going to be getting my other project sites up and running, so that, I mean, they're running, but just getting them into a state where I can actually include them in the projects page. So I'll be able to just have a little brief description here, and then on this page is going to be like about the site, and then, introduction to the site, my goals with the site, any difficulties that I ran into along the way, problems that I've solved, and then the links to the GitHub repositories and to the live site. So yeah, so that'll be next. But for the most part, I just want to get this as finished as I can, and it is pretty much finished. I just need to iron out a few bugs with some of these buttons, and also the responsiveness. So I just need to finish working on that to make it more reasonable at larger sizes. So that will do for now, and we'll come back at the next stage and see how it's going.